of the wire. And do not use scissors. Please use regular wire cutters.
Especially your fly tying scissors.
Except yours. Yours are junk anyways, and they could probably use...
Hey, 20 years old, $10 later.
They're awful. Hi everybody, Nick's here. Again, I'm going to show you guys how to build a pike leader that you don't have to pay for expensive knottable wire. You can do this with simple nylon coated stranded wire. So I really actually like this stuff quite a lot. It's only a few bucks for like 30 feet of it, so I can get at least a dozen liters out of one pack. And we're going to use these fast attach clips on the end so that we are not retying every time we want to make a fly change. We've experimented with all different types of snaps on our pike leaders, but we've actually found a lot of the ones that actually have a snap that open and shut. Sometime throughout the day you'll find that a pike has managed to open the snap somehow with its mouth when it just clamps down or it turns a certain way. And with these fast attach clips, you actually twist your fly onto it, and there's no way a pike can open this up. I haven't had one fail on me yet, and I really believe in these things.
And that way you don't lose your time and your money.
Exactly. I'm using mason wire today. Comes in just a large spool like this. It's 30 feet long. But I've also used, I think it's American Fishing Company is the company that makes Surflon wire. I've used Danielson wire. It doesn't really matter as long as it's nylon coated, because what we're going to do is use a lighter and actually weld it shut. You can use 20 pound if you're catching, smaller fish. Maybe you're fishing for walleye or something and you just want to protect your flies from getting chewed off by a pike or, maybe a muskie. But I tend to use 30 pound, even though most of the fish that I catch aren't that big. It just gives me the security of knowing if I do happen to hook into a really large fish that I've got a tough leader. And they tend not to kink as much either. So to make the loops, I'm going to take about 6 inches from the end. Get a lean back so you can see 6 inches. 6 inches from the end. And I'm going to loop it over. Don't pinch it because you want that to stay kind of rounded. Pinching it will weaken it a little bit. Now, a lot of people are tempted. They take it like this and they will, because this is easier, and you twist the loop like this. However, what's going to happen when you let go? It's going to want to untwist on itself, and that's not going to be very secure. The best method is to hold it in your fingers like this, the loop end right here. And you're going to use both hands, and you're going to actually wrap the tag end around. So don't twist the loop. Wrap the tag end around about 8 or 9 times, and then when you let go, it does not untwist. It stays wrapped, right? Now, to weld the nylon together, and this takes a little bit of eyeballing because you have to heat it up until you see the nylon melt, but if you hold it there too long, there's not a lot of wiggle room. It'll either melt and weld really nice, or you've held the lighter on there way too long and it'll just melt the metal. So I'm going to see if we can get this in focus here. Lighter, and you just hold it a little bit until you see that nylon begin to bubble, and just slowly move that lighter along and then pull it so it's tight. Now I'm actually going to roll this a little bit over and weld this side there, same thing, and make sure that you can see that nylon bubbling, and there you go. That is completely welded shut. You could pull that as hard as you want, and that is not going to come apart. So I do have a little bit of a tag that I'm going to deal with here, and I'm just going to take the wire cutters and as closely as possible there, clip that off. We're going to have to find that in the carpet later. Okay, so you've got that tiny little bit of metal tag sticking up there. You got a couple options at this point. You can slide a piece of shrink tube up and actually shrink tube it.
I found it.
Oh, perfect. Danny found it. Didn't even find it with our feet. A second option is you can use just a little drop of UV knot sensor or weight or repair or something, and just put a little UV dab. What I'm just going to do here is just I'm just going to weld a little bit and just pinch it shut. So just heat it up till you see that start to bubble, and then just pinch it on there. So there you go. I've gotten rid of that tag. All right, second end. So I've still got my one loose end, and I've gotten my fast attach clip. Now the fast attach clip has a closed loop and there's the part that you twist your fly on with. So I'm going to take the closed loop and put it onto the leader. And at this point, I'm going to take the same 6 inches or so, 5 inches, and I'm going to hold the fast hatch clip with my finger, and I'm going to twist this up about 8 or 9 times. 2, 3, 4.
So this
5,
is the opposite end
6,
that you didn't weld.
7, 8, and you can see that it's that same there where you let go and it does not unravel on itself. In fact, it's holding itself together. You're kind of working with the material here. Now the fast attach is off the end. It's going to make really awesome fly changes. Take the lighter and again hold it on, and as soon as you see that start to bubble, you slide the lighter along at a slow-ish pace all the way down and then pull it tight at the end. You will notice that the nylon can discolor. So there at the end it's black, up here at the front it's a little black. That's fine as long as it doesn't melt all the way through. There we go. So pull tight again. Take the wire cutters. Andy's going to go on a treasure hunt here for end number 2. See ya, buddy. Let me know if you find it. I'm going to take my lighter, fuse that little bit of the end. We've got a finished 15-inch or 16-inch or so pike leader.
Found it.
With a beauty. With a fast hatch clip at the end. So there's no need to retie each time. This is a nice stiff leader. As I said, you could pull that as hard as you want. This will not break. You will snap your 20-pound or 25-pound tippet before you will break this leader. So here's how the fast hatch works. You got the end and you got your fly's eye there. I've tied Andy this beautiful jig fly that we're going to outfish Tim and Trevor with in the spring.
Competition ready.
In the competition. And you simply put the eye through there and you just twist it on. So you can see it's got good movement, but there's no snap there that a fish can undo. So super, super secure.
So you probably get better movement too than you would with just a knot.
Not more than a loop knot, but this way you don't have to tie any knots. You prepare a few of these at home. The wire's a lot cheaper than knottable wire, so it's less than a third of the price.
And
so you could tie piles and piles of these leaders.
And you're not even tying any knots on the leader at all.
No knot. The fast hatch clip, when the leader gets too kinked, just cut the loop with wire cutters, save the fast hatch clip, tie a new one at home. I just tie them. I'll just tie, a pack of those comes in 12. I'll tie 12 leaders. If I ruin 5, then instead of tying a fly the next day, I'll re-tie those 5 leaders or whatever. So
that's awesome.
If you go through 5 pike leaders in a day, you're having a good day anyways.
You're having a good day.
All right. There you go. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.